Hi, my name is Liz and this is Biz with Liz T. I already mentioned in my first video that I suffer from endometriosis, but I do have other chronic illnesses such as multiple sclerosis, the Facet joint syndrome and chronic headaches. And today I want to talk a bit about my health and my journey. So, grab a cup of tea. 2 minutes in and I already spilled something. Just get comfortable so we can get on this journey together. This video might be a bit longer and I also think it's going to be a two-part video, and if you can see part 1 in the title, you already know it took me a while to record this video and to tell my story. But I do think it's important to tell the story behind the people that have a disease, because oftentimes it takes a long time to get diagnosed, and I think if we just would take the people that feel the pain and that feel the sickness more seriously, we could just shorten that time. And I want to talk about my journey today. I'm starting with the Facet joint syndrome today because it was the diagnosis I got first. And I'm sorry because I have to read it out, but I'm not a doctor. So if I'm looking down, I'm just reading the diagnosis or the definition. Facet joint syndrome is a disease of the joints between the vertebrae right and left of the spinous process. The so-called facet joints are part of the connections between the vertebrae. If I am pronouncing that right, I don't know. But it is not curable. My facet joints in the, I think it's called the limbal system. I'm gonna put it on the screen. And they are damaged and you cannot repair that. And a lot of doctors for a really long time told me that I just should go see a psychiatrist because I'm a teenager and there's no way that I could possibly hurt my back so that it could hurt that much that I can't walk. It must be psychological. Well, it wasn't, but I went to see psychiatrists and they all told me that my pain is not coming from this area. And if you are a young teenager and you just want to go out, see your friends, you're not able to do the sports you did anymore, of course you get, I don't want to say depressed, but you just feel like somebody is hitting you over and over again because no one is taking you seriously. You are in this immense pain, and for me, I couldn't walk by myself for a long time because of that. And then people tell you that you just should be happy. Sure, I guess, thank you. I mean, I could have paid myself that money that I paid for the doctor, and it would have had the same outcome just with me having more money. My back pain started with occasionally back pains, and then it got to the point where I couldn't walk on my own and I was in pain constantly. And you know, I did a lot of therapies, acupuncture, acupressure. I had a cast at one point from my belly to my knee, just on one side, not on both sides. I had to get a lot of injections, a lot of painkillers. I was in the hospital for a long time and many times, and I took a lot of painkillers and I wasn't able to go to school, and I missed a lot of socializing events, and also I had to quit my absolute favorite thing in the entire world, which was dancing rock and roll acrobatics. And this was really hard for me, and nothing really helped me until I finally found a doctor, and he did, let me read it, a nerve degradation, so I don't feel the pain anymore, and it really helped. I finally could start walking again and go back to school, which was really great. And yeah, but it was tough. Actually, the nerve degradation felt like torture because I couldn't get anesthesia, because the doctor had to know if he was in the right spot. And if you think about it, if you just burn yourself for 90 seconds and you burn a nerve so you can feel it everywhere that the nerve just sends a signal to, it's really not that fun, and I think it really traumatized me in a way, and I'm sorry. And I had to do it again in 2018 because my back started hurting again, because my nerves started feeling again, which is kind of great because my nerves are regenerating. And on the other hand, I had to go through this again. And I actually hope that I don't have to go through this anytime soon again, because it's really not fun. Anyways, after this, I thought it would finally start getting better, and my body proved me wrong because I got glandular fever. And my glandular fever, which if you had it, you know it's on its own, but it probably led to my multiple sclerosis, which occurred exactly on the 24th of December 2015, which is Christmas Eve in Austria. And you can imagine what it feels like waking up on Christmas Eve. Or you don't wake up on Christmas Eve, but for us it's Christmas Day, and waking up and you cannot see clearly through your left eye, and just like, oh, that's great. I'm just done with glandular fever. My headaches from this are still there, and now I can see probably. Great. Anyways, I didn't think of it much, and I still went on a holiday with my boyfriend, and we went to a spa, which, if I think about it now, was not a good idea because it made the symptoms worse, because it made the infection worse, but I will get to that. At the end of the holiday, I wasn't really able to see anything in my left eye, and so we decided we need to see an eye doctor, or I need to see an eye doctor. And luckily I found an eye doctor that was open during the holidays, and I got an appointment in the evening. And I didn't think of it, or I didn't think much of it, because I just thought, yeah, it's just maybe dry, or I will get eye drops and everything will be fine. It wasn't. I got to the doctor and he immediately sent me to the hospital, and actually I was blessed because the doctor had the authority to open closed sections in the hospital, so I had to do all kinds of examinations in the night, and it was a bit suspicious because why would you open closed sections in a hospital if it is just a simple eye infection? And in the middle of the night, at 3 AM, I think, my mom had come to the hospital as well, because I still was underage and I wasn't allowed to sign documents. And in the middle of the night, they told me that it is possible that I have this sickness, multiple sclerosis, and that I have to get treated right away, because if I don't, I might not be able to see again. Oh no, sorry. Just thinking about it makes me... I don't know. I actually didn't think that I would cry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it together. And anyways, I started my treatment right away, and I'm going to read what multiple sclerosis is to you again, because I don't want to say anything wrong. I'm not a doctor. Multiple sclerosis is a condition that can affect the brain and spinal cord, causing a wide range of potential symptoms, including problems with vision, arm or leg movement, which I also had but later on, sensation or balance. It's a lifelong condition that can sometimes cause serious disability, although it can occasionally be mild. And I'm so thankful for this doctor that did all of this and all the examinations and that saw it, because with multiple sclerosis you just never know what is going to happen and how bad it is going to be. And with me realizing, or not me, but with the doctors realizing it's so soon, I could get medication way sooner than a lot of patients, which could save me a lot of pain and struggles later on in life. And I'm so beyond thankful and also blessed in that kind of way that the doctors saw it so soon, and yeah, that I could get medication so early on in my MS journey. You might ask yourself, why is she crying? It was a bit traumatizing again for me, because I finally thought that my health would get better, and it actually got worse, because I had this crazy disease that sounded so scary to me, and it can be scary. I don't know if you know, maybe Selma Blair. She did a lot about multiple sclerosis because she got diagnosed with it as well, and I think she did an interview a few weeks ago for Good Morning America. I wasn't able to watch it because I actually don't want to know what might come from me in my journey, because I can't be afraid of something that I don't know. And if I don't know that something might be a symptom from MS, I don't need to worry about it. And I'm going to see the neurologist every 6 months, and I get my blood work, and I do regular MRIs, so I get checked regularly, so I don't need to think about this ahead if it might be never my future, and hopefully never my future. And I had the luck that I was already 17 at the time. They found out that I have MS, and they wanted to keep me in the hospital because I was underage, but I just started bawling because I really didn't want to stay another night in the hospital, because with my back pain I already spent so much time in hospitals, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I was lucky enough that they said, okay, if you come in every day in the morning, you get your injections, and then you can go home again, or your infusion. And if you don't know what multiple sclerosis is or what an episode does, if you do have an episode, most of the times you have to get cortisone infusions, and they are really high dose and they are really annoying. And if you are a child, they have to put it in slowly. So bless my parents and my boyfriend, because they got up with me in the morning, they drove to the hospital for 1 hour, they sat there with me for I think between 4 to 6 hours, and then we drove back home for 1 hour, and we did this the entirety of our holidays, or our holiday. And my boyfriend even stayed with me because we wanted to visit his parents, but he stayed with me. He stuck through it with me, through all of it. And yeah, I actually had a YouTube channel back then that I couldn't continue. Not physically, not mentally, I was not able to do anything. And as I mentioned before, I was so excited to go to school again. And then they told me I couldn't because of the cortisone infusions, which how decreases your immune system, or it weakens your immune system. And I wasn't allowed to go outside or meet people, and if I went outside, just to see a doctor and just with a mask on. So COVID really hit me with the trauma again with the mask, but I would still wear the mask anytime. So wear masks, people. MS and the cortisone, which is really tough on the body, especially with the high dose, really defeated me. I was sick as a child a lot of times, and I was used to being the sick child or the sick one, and I hurt myself a lot of times. I already had a few surgeries, but MS and cortisone were different. I just was so defeated. And if you never had cortisone before, for me, the side effects, I couldn't sleep, my pulse was really high, I was sweating a lot, I get those flushes and it feels like burning sometimes. You gain weight, you are hungry all the time, everything just tastes weird, my mouth feels like it's, I don't know, losing its skin. I get skin problems from cortisone. Some do get a good skin, I don't. As I said before, I wasn't allowed to go to school for 1 month after my first treatment. But thankfully, because I already was 17 at that point, I was allowed with my further treatments to go to school again. And luckily they said that, because I had quite a few episodes the first 2 years. The first 2 years weren't easy, but they say that the first 2 years are the bad ones. I also had a few, I think 2 or 3 episodes after those 2 years, but it got way better and I'm getting my red medication, and now doctors would say, in German at least, that the multiple sclerosis is sleeping, and that's all you want to hear if you have MS, or I guess just an autoimmune disease, that it is not operating and that it is not attacking your body or your nervous systems or your immune system or whatever. There are so many autoimmune diseases out there, but you get the point. I'm glad that there haven't been any episodes in 2 years. Yay me! What I also want to mention is that I again tried a lot of therapies for my chronic headaches before I knew that it was related to endometriosis.